Hey there, nation. Welcome to the show where we help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander Cheapskate, and we're back on the episode of Way of the Underhive. This series is dedicated to helping brand new players to Necromunda build their starting rosters and learn more about the game mechanics of their favorite gangs. And on today's episode, we're doing something a little bit differently. We're going to be talking about playing a narratively based Chaos Corrupted Corpse Guild Outcast gang in your campaigns of Necromunda and the Aranthian Succession. Now, the reason why this is a little bit different is because most of the time whenever I make a list of gang rosters, I usually follow the rules and kind of adhere as best I can to the rules of Necromunda when creating this list. Now, this list is no way, any shape or form legal at all in terms of campaign settings, or if you want to use it for tournaments or anything like that. This is a narrative gang. So if you want to look more for narrative gaming, where you're kind of making lists that may not always follow the rules but narratively are really cool, then this is one for you. I actually had a person recommend a comment about making a Chaos Corrupted Corpse Guild gang, but making it narrative based by using some Dramatis Personae, and that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this Chaos Corrupted Corpse Guild gang, and we're also going to talk about the narrative build, talk about just how to play on the tabletop. We'll provide the gang's overview, some background narrative about the game, its play style. We'll give you a 2,400 credit starting roster to create your gang to put in your very first campaign, and talk about how you can develop it over the course of the campaign as well. So like I said before, this is a narrative starting list for the Aranthian Succession. It combines several things. We have Dramatis Personae leader leading this gang. It also contains some Corpse Guild Outcast fighters in this gang as well as Corpse Grinder cult fighters as well. We're also going to make this list in order to try out the new Corpse Grinder vehicle. Corpse Grinder cult vehicle upgrades are now available for vehicles for the Cargo Ridge Hall specifically, and we're going to try something new and kind of something fun and just try it out to see exactly how it works out. Now let's talk about the gang's background narrative. So first of all, Queen Lorcia is going to be the leader of this gang, and this is supposed to be Queen Lorcia before she went on full-blown descent into madness with her character. The reason why I did this is because according to the background narrative of the Queen Lorcia character from the Book of Ruin, she used to be a pale consort herself from the Corpse Guild. So I thought it'd be interesting to actually use her to replace the actual pale consort character and use her with all the stats that she has as well. This list also includes Corpse Grinder cult fighters, and the reason why I did that is because in my opinion, you should be able to include these guys in a Corpse Guild Outcast game, because Corpse Grinder cult fighters are technically speaking Corpse Guild employees. They work for the Corpse Guild. It's just that they went kind of insane and kind of went on their own and created some cults around it. So that's the reason why we're having both of those groups in this starting roster. In my opinion, this is how you should be able to properly make a Corpse Guild Outcast gang. In my opinion, you should be able to take Corpse Grinder cult type of weapons and equipment, because these are the kind of things that they would use in their tool chests and in their arsenals in order for them to do their jobs as well. And the idea behind this game, of course, that this is a game that makes its run between the hives delivering their goods in the refrigerated trucks of their Cargo 8 Ridge Holder, and at the same time they've been corrupted by the Blood God along the way, because that's exactly what Corpse Grinder cults are supposed to be. They're Corpse Guild employees that went kind of crazy, and they worship the Blood God instead. Now, obviously, the playstyle for this gang is going to be very aggressive. It's going to focus primarily on close combat and close quarters battle to achieve a lot of their objectives as well. But that being said, though, there is a lot of shooting attacks in this gang, lots of flamers, lots of harpoon launchers, as well as a lot of short-range strength force shooting attacks as well in this gang. Now, we're also going to employ some cutters in this gang, which are usually Corpse Grinder cult champions. But like I said before, we're going to make these guys employees and eventually have them on there. We're going to have these guys deal with enemy vehicles by giving them Killing Blow, which allows you to double the strength as well as the damage output of your weapons for a single attack. And the way I'm going to equip these cutters out, they're going to be able to one-shot most enemy vehicles, light vehicles and medium vehicles specifically, if not heavy vehicles in some cases, if you just roll well enough as well. We're also going to use the brand new Corpse Grinder cult vehicle upgrades for your Cargo 8 Ridge Hauler in this gang as well. These were available in the Apocrypha Necromunda rules set. It's called Feast of the Fallen. You can get this from the Warhammer community page. So that's going to be able to use some of those abilities as well. Now, there will be no brutes, hanger-ons, or alliances on this roster, and this is due to the narrative background. Traditionally speaking, if you are an outcast gang from one of the guilds or from criminal alliances, you can't make alliances with those groups. So once you do that, so you do have to keep that in mind if you decide to become a delegation gang as well. I didn't include any brutes or hanger-ons as well, just because just didn't feel like doing that at this time. I just wanted to make a straight-laced 2,400 credit gang, and that's exactly what we did. So let's go and talk about our very narrative-heavy Chaos Corrupted Corpse Guild Outcast gang. This is going to be set up for the Aranthian Succession and is valid at 2,400 credits as well. And like I said before, this is a narrative gang, so in no way is this street legal for you to use in campaigns or in actual tournaments. However, if you're looking for a fun, interesting way, and if your arbitrator is down with it, may I suggest making a narrative gang, because it's actually kind of fun with some really cool combinations you can put together. Now, because this is a Chaos Corrupted gang, it's going to be dedicated to the Blood God, because technically speaking, that's what Corpse Grinder cultists are. They're just Corpse Guild employees that worship the Dark God of Blood. So what that's going to give you is a couple of boons for your gang. First of all, once per round, you can re-roll a single filled wound roll. That can be really critical for you, especially if you got to take somebody else out as well. If your gang gets any Chaos Spawn, you can add +1 strength to that Chaos Spawn's strength characteristic, and your gang leader also gets +1 to their attacks characteristic, which is going to be really cool for your gang leader. And speaking of leaders, your leader will be Queen Lorsha, the special Dramatis Personae character from the Book of the Ruin. She's going to cost 235 credits because we'll give her quite a bit of upgrades on this, so let's talk about it real fast. First of all, she's going to be an Outcast leader with the Survivor archetype. You're going to purchase an armored undersuit as well as a mesh armor for her to give her a 4-up armor save. Now, she does come packing with the Bone Scepter, which is her versatile attack weapon that she already has already, as well as a flinching knife. We're also going to purchase for her a Respirator, so that way she can survive any gas or toxic attacks, as well as a Meta Skull, and that way is because that way she can survive a little bit easier in close combat because she does have those close combat attacks going her way. Where she does automatically come with the Bloodlust skill as well as the Step Aside skill as well, and she also has the Disturbing Aura ability, which counts as a Cutter's Mask, which means if your enemies want to charge against her in close combat, they gotta pass a willpower test first. Now, because she's a Survivor archetype, we're giving her Nerves of Steel, and with her 5-up cool, she'll be able to bounce back from pinning all the time, so that way she can charge in close combat and fight her opponents. And she's also get one additional bonus attack as well from being a member of who dedicates herself to the Blood God, which means that on a charge she'll have 5 attacks total on the charge, which can make her quite deadly in close combat. And because it's also a delegation gang, you also get a Bone Scrivener. It's going to cost you 155 credits. This is going to be one of your Outcast champions as well. We're going to make this guy the Mastermind archetype, or we're just going to equip him with mesh armor. And we're going to purchase an auto pistol man stopper rounds for him, so that way he's got a strength 4 shooting attacks for close range shooting. To pair that with his stiletto knife. He also has a gun skull, which is kind of nice. It's like a secondary gun that you could use as well. He's also got a Respirator because he automatically comes with that, as well as a cult icon, which means he can group activate 2 fighters at a time. He automatically comes with a fearsome skill as well, and we're going to give him the Infiltrate skill from his Outcast champion Mastermind archetype, so that way he can deploy against your enemies. And that's going to be very important because we're going to talk about how we're going to use Infiltrate to maximize this gang's efficiency. Now, like I said before, we're going to use some Corpse Grinder cult fighters in this, and we're going to use cutters to round out the rest of the champions. And because this is the Aranthian Succession, we can double the number of champions we have in a gang. So we're going to recruit 2 cutters, Corpse Grinder cult cutters. These guys will cost 145 credits apiece. Both of them have Cutter's Mask as well as plate mail armor. This is going to give them that wonderful 4-up armor save from being attacked from the front, 5-up armor save everywhere else. They're both going to be equipped with rotary flinching saws, so that way they have that beautiful 360-degree dervish special rule where they can swing that flinching saw with that versatile trait to reach out 4 inches and attack people. We're also giving the Killing Blow ability, so that way they can trade all their attacks for one singular attack, which is going to double the strength as well as damage and take away the armor save of this Killing Blow attack. Now, you could use this against individual fighters, which could be quite devastating, but I find the best way to use this is on enemy vehicles. You could basically one-shot enemy medium as well as light vehicles with the Killing Blow ability. Same thing with things like Ridge Runners, Wolf Quads. Those all can be damaged as well. You could also use this attack to really put some significant harm on Cargo 8 Ridge Haulers, as well as Iron Crawlers, as well as those squat tanks that are out there now. So the Killing Blow ability is going to be really powerful, especially when you combine it with that rotary flinching saw for that additional 4-inch attack, which is going to make it super deadly. At the same time, because it's a Corpse Guild Outcast gang, you do have a delegation with your 2 Corpse Grinders. Those are Corpse Grinders number 1 and 2. They're both going to cost 170 credits apiece. And the reason why they cost a little bit more is because we're going to purchase armored undersuits to combine that with their flak armor, give them the 5-up armor save. They automatically come with chain glaives, and we're going to equip them with stub guns with dum-dum rounds, so that way they could also have some close range shooting. And we're also giving the Crushing Blow ability as well, so that way they could also trade their attacks to make it a little bit more deadly with their chain glaives as well. Which brings the rest of the gang. We're going to have Initiate number 1. This is a Corpse Grinder Cult Fighters. It costs 145 credits. This guy's got Initiate's Mask as well as flak armor. He's going to be packing a Harpoon Launcher as well as a Stub Gun round, Dum-Dum rounds for a backup weapon, and he's also got the Infiltrate skill. And Initiate number 2 is also costs 175 credits as well. This guy's got Initiate's Mask with flak armor. He's also packing a Flamer with Stub Gun, Dum-Dum rounds as well as Infiltrate skill. My opinion, the best way to use these guys is to pair these guys up with your Bone Scrivener, so that way your Bone Scrivener can then group activate these 2 fighters with the Cult icon, and they could also infiltrate in with them at the same time and makes them a really deadly fire team in order to assault your enemy in the back or in the flank or wherever else you want to attack them in exposed position. The last two fighters are Initiate number 3 and 4. Both cost exactly the same at 65 credits apiece. Both are equipped exactly the same with Initiate's masks, flak armor, and boning swords. They're also being packing auto pistols with man-stopper rounds, and they both have the infiltrate skill as well. That boning sword is powerful. It's got rending as well as 2 damage whenever they swing those things. Man-stopper rounds gives your auto pistol a 4-up strength attack, which is also great too. And the fact that they can infiltrate into the battlefield is also make them extremely valuable as well. So ideally how it's going to work is you're going to have your Bone Scrivener with your Initiates attack your enemy from an exposed flank in some position, while Queen Lorsha, the Cutters, as well as the Corpse Grinders stay with the vehicle that you have in your gang and attack from the front. The last member of your gang is going to be a Guild of Coin Haulers, going to cost you 930 credits. This driver is going to be equipped with photo goggles so that they can see in all visibility conditions, and they're going to be equipped with a Cargo 8 Ridge Hauler. They're going to have a refrigerated container for their cargo load, which is great because you can use the gorge action for your fighters, which means they can remove flesh wounds and also wound characteristics because they're eating the refrigerated meat inside the container. We have tire claws to give you a better handling on your handling score. And we're going to fully equip this thing out with weapons. We're going to have a harpoon launcher in the front for the front weapon arc, as well as a heavy flamer and a normal flamer on top of the refrigerated container, so that we have 360-degree flaming attacks on the enemy as well. We'll also give this vehicle a meat grinder, so that way it could cause some additional damage when it tries to ram enemy fighters. We also got a feast table as well, so that way you can also increase your cool characteristics for your fighters, as well as grizzly trophies, so that way your opponent has to pass willpower tests in order to attack your vehicle in the first place. So this is the most of your money is going for this gang is going for this money. A gang is going for that Cargo 8 Ridge Hauler because of all the boons and as well as the buffs it provides for your gang as well. Now, as the campaign develops, the first thing I suggest you buy are Gutterforged Cloaks. You could say these are the skins of the victims that they've killed, and the reason why is because the Gutterforged Cloaks gives you an additional bonus to your armor save, as also gives you a 5 award save against environmental effects, which is absolutely fantastic. Not just in the bad zones, but also out in the Ashways, which would be really nice as well. I also suggest you then go with photo goggles as well as respirators for environmental effects, as well as for gas attacks as well. And you can also spend a lot of your money on vehicle upgrades and additional vehicles if you want to as well. We do have the Road Initiate, which is basically a Corpse Grinder driver, so if you want to add more vehicles to your gang, you can easily do that as well. And if you want to, my suggestion to you, if you're going to hire a Brute or a Hanger-On or a Hired Gun, go with the Eightfold Harvest Lord. That guy is a beast in close combat, and he can really destroy your enemies as well. So in conclusion, this is just a fun, narrative-heavy gang you could use to create a campaign with. Now, granted, it's not legal by any sense of the terms, but you know what? What's life without whimsy? It could be a really fun way to actually spice up some of your games of Necromunda and also make things kind of interesting as well. Plus, who wouldn't want to play a narrative-heavy list like this anyways? So that's something you can go into as well. I will be dropping new videos on this topic as time goes on to help you out with your guys' Necromunda journey. And if you guys have any other suggestions that you guys would like to see, please put them down in the comments box down below. I had one viewer tell me that they want to see a Water Guild Outcast game that was corrupted by Nurgle, and that's the next one I'm going to work on next. So that's going to be kind of an interesting video as well. So there you guys have it. As always, please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. Your guys' input is valuable to us as always. Also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, as well as Walker.com for all the greatest hobby news related to this channel. That's good for this week, guys. We'll catch you guys next one. Peace out and stay classy.